Eric the Elf and the Midsummer Party. It was Midsummer's Day, and everybody in the wood had decided this would be a great occasion for a party. Eric gathered a great variety of fruits and vegetables from his garden and made biscuits and pies that he knew everybody would enjoy. The squirrels had gathered lots of nuts, the birds lots of seeds, and the mice and the moles had gathered mushrooms. The farmyard animals brought milk, eggs and cheese, and Griselda the fairy had made plans for a great display of fireworks once it became dark. They set out some picnic cloths at the edge of the wood, so that everyone from both the woods and the fields could attend the party. They set out all the food, and then went to gather some wood to make a bonfire. Eric was the first to return to the picnic, and he noticed that some of the food had disappeared. "Well, somebody must be hungry," he said to himself. "I wonder who it can be." Then he heard a rustling high up in the trees, and he looked up, thinking that he might see Mr. Crow or Mr. Blackbird, but he caught a glimpse of a long brown tail. It was clearly not one of the squirrels. "Hello," Eric called up. "Would you like to come and share our picnic with us?" he asked. "Ooh, ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ah," came the reply. Eric found this very puzzling, because one of his special tricks was to be able to understand all the animals of the fields and the woods. Just then, a small brown hairy creature leapt out of the trees and landed at Eric's feet. "How do you do?" said Eric. "My name's Eric the Elf. Who are you?" The small brown hairy creature stood up, looked at Eric, and wrapped its tail around the top of its head, had a little scratch, and said, "Oh, ah! How do you do? My name is Millie the Monkey. I am part of the circus which is travelling through the countryside. One of the birds that flew over told me there is going to be a great party here today. I always enjoy a party, so I thought I might come along." "Oh, well, you're very welcome, although I see you have already made yourself at home and started eating the picnic food," said Eric, with a note of annoyance in his voice. Millie looped her tail around her hand, and very matter-of-fact said, "I only wanted to try this new and exciting food, but I must say it is not nice at all. When does the party start?" she asked. Eric thought this a little rude, but answered, "Oh, I should think it will be in about an hour. We just have to build the bonfire." At this, Millie turned 2 somersaults, leapt into the trees, and disappeared. Soon everyone started to return, and Eric told them about the rudeness of Millie the Monkey. But all was soon forgotten as they started to build the bonfire. Everything was ready when old Mr. Badger spoke up.
"So, what entertainments have been organised for this here party?"
Eric looked at Griselda, who looked at the rabbits, who looked at the hedgehogs, and soon everyone was looking at everyone else. There were no entertainments, except the fireworks, and it would be several hours before it was dark enough to have those. Just then there was a call from high in the trees, "Ooh, ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ooh, ah, ah!" and Millie the Monkey swung down into the middle of the crowd with a sack on her back. "I just nipped back to collect some proper food from the circus," she said, and with that opened up her sack and out poured bananas, peanuts, mangoes, pineapples, and all sorts of delicious-looking fruits. "I also thought I might bring a couple of friends with me, so I asked Edward the Elephant and Gary the Giraffe to come along with me. As you were so kind to invite me to share your picnic, I thought perhaps we would put on some of our circus entertainment for you." There was a great rustling from the woods, and out of the trees crashed Edward the elephant, followed close behind by Gary the giraffe. Everyone was fascinated by these strange new animals who had come to visit, not to mention all this exotic food. After much excited chatter, Millie, Edward and Gary put on a fantastic show for them all, and after that they all shared in the huge picnic, with everyone trying all sorts of different foods. Eric was the one who felt a little embarrassed now, and he made a special point of finding Millie and taking her on one side. "I'm very sorry. When you ran off, having tried our picnic, I thought you were just being rude." Millie had a little scratch. "No, that is just what monkeys do. We leap from one thing to another in a moment. But we never forget a kindness. Don't give it another thought. I expect what you did is just how elves carry on." Eric looked down at his boots. "Well, it was today, but I've learned my lesson, and next time I hope I will behave better." By the end of the evening, Eric and Millie were sat with Griselda to watch the wonderful fireworks, and everyone agreed it was quite the best midsummer party they had ever